Tigeren, and sorry if I mispronounce that, is the massive Frisbee at Djurs Sommerland. There are many manufacturers for these Frisbee rides out there. You have Zamperla, Huss, and KMG, just to name a few. But my favorite of the bunch is Tigeren's manufacturer in Intamin. Find out why in this review. I should probably clarify this is for the newer gyro swings. Intamin debuted the model back in 2001, but the early ones had traditional over-the-shoulder restraints. This is what you find in most Frisbee rides from other manufacturers as well. The new Intamin Gyro swings that have been built over the past 5 years have featured much more freeing restraints, and this is the secret sauce to the experience. I've ridden both Liseberg's Loki and Tigeren, and the restraints make the ride. You have an overhead lap bar similar to their newer coasters. Then you have these wide grab bars on the side that don't restrict your body in any way. The restraints are almost identical to those on Six Flags Great Adventure Intamin Gyro, or Six Flags Magic Mountain's Lex Luthor if you've experienced either of those drop towers. Tigeren is in the Wild Asia section of Djurs, and I really like this attraction's presentation. The ride itself is hulking. It swings riders 148 feet or 45 meters into the air. It is the park's tallest attraction, and it has quite the presence on the midway. While I love the ride's blue color palette because it's my favorite color, I am a bit surprised the park didn't pick more traditional tiger colors such as orange and black. Then the ride has a really cool queue line as well. You pass through a temple with a giant tiger statue. On the day I visited Djurs, the ride was just a 1 to 2 cycle wait, so I didn't have to spend much time in there. It's my understanding this ride can develop a 30 to 40 minute wait many days in the mid-afternoon, so it is wise to hit this ride early or late in the day. Each cycle can accommodate up to 40 riders. The end of the queue line has a turnstile that counts the exact number of guests needed to fill the seats. Riders are loaded on a first-come, first-served basis, so groups admitted towards the end may unfortunately be split up if prior parties leave empty seats between them. Tigeren is a relatively short cycle compared to most other giant Frisbees at just 2 minutes, but it has a more satisfying cycle. Many of these rides have a ton of smaller swings at the start and end of the experience, which pads the runtime. Tigeren is a much shorter warm-up and cool-down time. These swings still offer some airtime, but they're just the appetizer. Tigeren spends most of the time on the main course, the max swings. And those max swings are glorious. You get very sustained and great floater airtime here. This airtime feels far more plentiful than other Frisbee rides because of that restraint design. It is magical levitating out of your seat for several seconds while in weird orientations, whether you're facing the sky, ground, or horizon. And that airtime is paired with the awesome visual of the park. Now it can be a bit tricky to appreciate the view from the funky positioning, but you certainly get the scale of how high up you are. Then you also get good positive G's in the downswings. You hit a max speed of 62 miles per hour or 100 kilometers per hour, which may be good for Denmark's fastest attraction. And you feel every bit of that speed. The wind blasts you in the face while the downswings will have your legs tingling. I think some other manufacturers do the positive forces better, but Tigeren is no slouch there. So what would I rate Tigeren? I would easily give this Intamin Gyro swing a 10 out of 10. Frisbees are one of my favorite flat rides out there, and Tigeren is the cream of the crop for Frisbees. The floater airtime crushes that of other models because of those restraints maximizing your lift. Then the ride pairs those negative G's with great positives, speed, and visuals for a well-rounded experience. This may be a surprise to some, but this is my second favorite ride at Djurs Sommerland, and it is a can't-miss attraction if you love crazy flat rides. So those are my thoughts on Tigeren at Djurs Sommerland. What are your thoughts on this Intamin Gyro swing? Let me know if you've ridden Tigeren or any of the other models out there. If you've enjoyed this review, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.